Harrison Barnes is a veteran and a former NBA champion. However, is it time for Mitch Johnson and the Spurs to give his minutes to Carter Bryant?
Go, Spurs, go, 'cause the Giants stay.
What is up, San Antonio Spurs fans? Welcome to TSR Sports, and hope you're still riding high with that double overtime game win over OKC. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I present to you the one, the only, Carter Bryant. This is Carter's defense on SGA in game number 1. Like the hustle there, by the way. Just relentless all over him. Here he is driving, and Carter just staying with his man. Again, Carter just on him like glue. And even though SGA gets by him a little bit, he knows that Wemby, the best defensive player in the year, is right there to help out if needed. Just a fantastic job watching our Rook do his work against SGA. Shout out to the Reddit user, by the way, who captured this and put this highlight reel together. Our 20-year-old rookie guys, who couldn't dunk, by the way, at the start of the season, couldn't even make a layup for crying out loud, goes to the G League for one game, comes back, and is a different player. And he's giving the business to the reigning two-time most valuable player of the NBA. Okay, I know it's just one game, Spurs fans, but I think we all can pretty much agree that Carter Bryant's defense is better than Harrison Barnes, right? But what about the offense? Well, let's take a look at each player throughout the entire playoffs. This is Carter Bryant so far. He's playing about 11 minutes a game. 3 points, 2.5 boards, 1 assist. Okay, those stats don't necessarily blow you away on shooting splits of 50, 44, 25. Those free throws are limited, only 1 of 4. And actually, most of this is fairly limited as he's not getting a ton of minutes. He is hitting a 3-ball, though. That's a good thing. How about HB? Well, Harrison Barnes throughout the playoffs, his minutes have now dropped to under 10 minutes a game, 2.5 points a board, and barely distributing the ball on shooting splits of 40, 21, and 88. He is hitting his free throws. So I want to make a segue real quick with Harrison Barnes. And I've talked about this before on the channel, but for anybody that's not been or watched those videos or doesn't remember, Harrison Barnes, what has happened to him? And what I mean by that is he was great before the NBA Cup. Pre-NBA Cup, Harrison Barnes was playing 31 minutes a game. 31. He was a starter, averaging 13.5 points, a little over 3 boards and 2 assists on phenomenal shooting splits of 49, 43, 89. Just shy of the elusive 50, 40, 90 club. He was absolutely killing it, hitting those corner threes, and then something happened. The NBA Cup, if you include the Cup game, he missed, I believe it was 16 3-point shots in a row. He hasn't been the same since. And he's now in a diminished role. So to circle back to the question, should his role now be a bench warmer, similar to Kelly Olynyk, Lindy Waters, Bismack Biyombo, etc.? My answer is yeah. Yeah, he should. Give Harrison Barnes minutes, 6 of them right now, but it's about 6 lately, to Carter Bryant. Offensively, they're giving us somewhat similar production. And of course, the Rook is more likely to make mistakes, goofy turnovers, whatever, than Harrison Barnes. But at this point, Carter Bryant is giving us so much more on the court defensively than HB is. And with this offensive production being fairly similar, give it to Carter. He's going to do it on the court. I'm sure Harrison Barnes is still contributing off the court. He's a vet. He's sure he's giving advice, etc., coaching tips, whatever you want to call it, to the team. Being there is a guiding presence. Carter is a big part of our future. With all due respect, Harrison Barnes is not. A Rook versus an aging veteran. Give him his minutes. All right. One other thing I wanted to talk about with you guys today. I found this out after I did yesterday's video, and I thought it was kind of cool. So let's go ahead and bring it up. What is this TSR? If you don't know, we'll get into a moment. You're seeing all our Spurs starting lineup, and Devin Vassell is 25, Julian Champagnie 24, Wemby's 22, Castle's 21, and Harper's 20. What this is the youngest starting 5 players in conference finals history. Soon to be the youngest in NBA finals history. But that just shows us how lucky we are as Spurs fans. Look at the youth there. What many consider our main core, the guys that are going to lead us the next decade, because De'Aaron Fox will be, 38 by then. He probably won't be with the team. Some of the other players, maybe Keldon won't be. But our main core of Wemby, Castle, and Harper are 22, 21, and 20. And Carter Bryant's, circle back to Carter Bryant, knocking on the door saying, hey, I might be part of that young core too. And so far with his development, it is looking like he is. I don't want to overreact for the one game that with the defense on SGA, but he's been doing a lot of that throughout the second half of the season. He's been stepping up in the playoffs. I think he has a really bright future for us, and he is going to be part of that core four. We've talked about it many, many times on this channel. The only thing missing from the starting lineup is a legit power forward. I like Julian Champagnie. He has been doing great throughout the playoffs, and a huge value contract-wise to the production he gives us, but he's not a legit starting four. Or maybe he is. I don't know. Maybe the Spurs can figure it out when Carter Bryant eventually, I assume, replaces Devin Vassell in the starting up, who also, by the way, shout out to Devin Vassell, has been really turning up the defense in the playoffs. You might look at the box score and be like, he's doing okay. No, eyeball test is telling me Devin is really playing much better in the postseason than he was in the regular season. Whatever a few of our guys are. But I do see our eventual starting lineup in some point in the next few years being Harper, Castle, Bryant, Wemby. Is Champagnie going to stay there at the 4? Bryant gives us a little more size over Devin Vassell and looks like he'll have more defensive upside. So is Champagnie staying at the 4? I don't know. Ideally, we'd have somebody a little bigger, 6'9", 6'10", that can defend and maybe hopefully shoot the 3 ball as well. All right, that's all I got. I'll be live tonight at 8:15 p.m. Eastern. Got to throw out some thank yous, guys. We had an absolutely amazing stream. It was one of the funnest streams I've ever had, getting to share that with Miss TSR and you guys. Just a double overtime win. The first a lot of these playoffs are going to be first for me on the channel because I've never called a playoff series before, and obviously I've never got to share that with you guys, but it was to see the stream popping, setting tons of channel records, and we are a small channel. We are a passionate, a lot of us longtime Spurs fans, but we're a small channel in the zeitgeist of YouTube. So to have big streams like that and see the excitement, it truly means the world to me. Let's talk about tonight's game. My original prediction, keep it on. But we went back to the game 1. Let's get to game 2. My original prediction was that the Thunder win game 2 at home. I'm not going to break my prediction. I'm not going to be Kendrick Perkins, back and forth. My original prediction was Spurs in 6. I'm going to stick with that. I do want to say, though, that I obviously hope I am really, really, really wrong about tonight and the Spurs beat the Thunder, but recent playoff history has shown that the Thunder, especially last year, tend to lose game 1 for whatever reason and then bounce back strong in game 2. This is the reigning defending NBA champion on their home court with the reigning MVP. Question whether you like that or not, he is the reigning MVP, and you got to think they're going to bounce back in a big way tonight. But again, I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm so wrong about Spurs in 6 and it's Spurs in 5 or Spurs in 4. But obviously, any one of those 3 scenarios I think we'll all be happy with, won't we? All right, drop a comment down below your thoughts. Should Carter Bryant take the little bit of Harrison Barnes minutes that he's still getting? We got 6 minutes, I think, against the Thunder in game 1. Should they all go to Carter Bryant, or should we keep splashing in Harrison Barnes here and there throughout the series? Hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed the video if you want to help support the channel, and subscribe to become part of our awesome Spurs community. I'll see you tonight. Thank you as always. Go Spurs Go.